Let's look at this question on heat. We have three basins of water, A, B, and C, which are of different temperatures. So we know that Nicholas dips his right hand into basin A and his left hand into basin C. Thereafter, 5 minutes later, he dips both of his hands into basin B. And mysteriously, he finds that his right hand actually feels warm, while his left hand actually feels cold. So the question goes on to ask us to match the basin with the temperature readings in the table below. So we ask ourselves what topic of heat this is about, the transfer of heat. And the key concept behind this transfer of heat is that heat flows from a region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature. So bearing that in mind, let's first look at his right hand. We know that his right hand actually feels warm in the water in B, which suggests that the right hand is actually at a lower temperature than the water in B. We know that this tells us that heat was actually flowing from the water in B to his right hand. And since his hand originated from the water in basin A, the water in basin A is henceforth colder than the water in basin B. Now that we've known the relationship between the temperature of the water in basin A and the temperature of water in basin B, let's move on to look at his left hand. So his left hand feels cold in basin B, which tells us that his left hand is likely to be at a higher temperature than the water in basin B. So heat was actually flowing from his hand to the water in basin B. And since his hand originated from basin C, okay, it tells us that the water in basin C is at a warmer temperature than the water in basin B. So knowing all this information, let's fill in the table. So we have the basin of the basin with the water of the lowest temperature, basin A, 0 degrees. Okay, water in basin B will be that of the middle temperature, 25 degrees. And the water in basin C will be of the highest temperature, 60 degrees. For section B of this question, okay, it says that the water in basin B was consistent at 25 degrees, but it felt warm to Nicholas's right hand and cold to his left hand. Now, what does this tell you about our sense of touch when we use it to measure temperature? So clearly, this actually shows us that our sense of touch is not accurate and not reliable in measuring temperature. So if we actually want to measure temperature in an accurate and reliable fashion, we should use scientific devices such as the thermometer. Finally, for section C, okay, why did his hand feel cold, his left hand feel cold after he put it into basin C? Now, we know that his left hand originated from basin C, which consisted of water that was at 60 degrees. So his left hand was actually at a higher temperature compared to the water in basin B. So when he actually dipped his left hand into the water in basin B, this was how heat was transferred, okay? And his left hand actually lost heat to the cooler water in basin B. So using the ABC technique for this question, we realized that, okay, we no longer need to include the answer section for the in drafting the answer. So we just focus on the evidence and concept portion. So the evidence will actually come from the diagram or the table. Okay, his left hand was previously in basin C, which contained water at 60 degrees, which is at a higher temperature than the water in basin B. So that's our evidence. The concept, as heat travels from a region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature, it actually lost heat to the colder water in basin B, hence his hand actually felt